welcome back to Champions League Benchwarmers Live. I'm your host Miles.
Hello,
Miles. By Pete.
Always.
Ever. So we've just kicked off between Sevilla and Man United, and our other match, which is on here in front of us too, is Shakhtar Roma. So we're going to be providing some expert analysis and talking a bit about the game, what's going on, who's playing well, who's playing terribly. And
bring you all the latest from Pogba Gate, as they're calling it.
Pogba's on the bench for those who aren't already aware. Ooh, tell you what.
Oh, it's a good save. David De Gea's pressed into early action 3 minutes in.
Muriel.
Yeah, Luis Muriel, the Colombian striker.
Yeah, picked up front instead of Benchwarmers, who had a good group stage.
It's quite a big call. Sevilla coming into this game in good form for the Spanish team, Vincenzo Montella's team. 3 wins on the bounce.
Believe so.
And Man United wrestling now with the conundrum of what to do with Paul Pogba. What do you reckon, Miles?
About Pogba?
Yeah.
I can't believe he's not starting. But I mean, it's symptomatic of the recent situation with Mourinho, the so-called fallout behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
I tell you what, chance for Shakhtar fizzed it twice across goal there.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
On the face of it, you would say that Pogba is just not giving Jose what he wants. He wants him to be
someone he isn't.
Yeah, he wants him to be a centre midfielder. He wants him to be a deep sitter, disciplined player, cover the fullbacks once they go forward, break down attacks. He wants him to be, you know, a destructive player. But he's not a destructive player, is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is a creative player. And as I said in the broadcast before, just because he looks like he should be a centre midfielder doesn't mean he is one. He's got more in common with players like Mesut Ozil than he does with players like Nemanja Matic. You know, you saw his best football for Juventus always came when he was playing, when he was protected in that midfield by players like Vidal and Marquisio and Pirlo. When he was protected, they would do, you know, the donkey work for him and give him the platform to perform.
Do you think there's a possibility that because he was ill at the weekend, if he was legitimately ill at the weekend, that he is just being started from the bench just because he's not full?
There's always that outside chance.
Yeah, you never know with Mourinho. I mean, he's going to be well aware of how it's going to be perceived.
But Mourinho expects players to play through injuries for him.
Yeah.
You know, he expects that if you want to play in his team, you put yourself forward for selection. And you know, if Pogba's there, that means he's forward for selection. So Mourinho's chosen to leave him out because Mourinho's picked players less fit than Pogba is tonight. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely ructions behind the scenes between Pogba and Mourinho, and it could come to a head this summer because Pogba might look at this situation and think, you know what, I don't need this.
I don't want to be here on this bench.
I don't want to sit on the bench while Scott McTominay, you know, purveys his own brand of midfield McTomination.
We'll see how he is tonight. He's not had much of a chance to shine yet.
He did. He was high pressing there up beside Romelu Lukaku earlier, and he looks to be the central of those 3 players.
There is
in midfield.
high pressing again.
Yeah. He's going to sit on Banega maybe when he gets the ball, and maybe that's a job that Mourinho wouldn't entrust to Paul Pogba. Is when ever Banega gets the ball deep in midfield as he does here. Look who's on top of him early doors, forcing him backwards.
It's definitely a 4-3-3.
Ooh, what a save in the other game! A corner comes in, Roma have a corner, and Piatov gets right down under his own feet to save that ball. And
we haven't seen the replay yet,
and Shakhtar clear. Yeah. Very, very close run thing there.
Nearly went in the lead there.
Roma almost had that precious away goal.
Yeah.
But they're back on the attack.
Here they go. Meanwhile, in Seville. Not much happening.
No, and I don't expect anything much to happen.
Keep your comments coming in, by the way, guys. We'll be reading out plenty of them.
We're going to get the replay. So the corner comes in from Kolarov. Little flick on it. I think it's even Dzeko who gets the ball inside the 6-yard box.
Oh!
And Piatov makes a smart save and kicks it away.
It's a great little kick. It's a flick kick.
Flick kick.
Another header and
it goes wide. And Shakhtar.
Can we see the match, please? Says Marshall. No, I'm afraid.
No, we can't see the match.
No match for you. Some predictions coming in. They reckon that Sevilla Man United is going to be a 2-2 draw. I cannot see 4 goals.
See that many goals in that
no chance.
Game, no.
If you're going to put a bet on with our bookmaker dabble bet, which you can if you're aged over 18 and based in the UK, then I would definitely recommend maybe like under 1 goal, under 2 goals, one of those sort of bets.
Yeah, I cannot see this being a high scorer.
No.
The best chance we have of a high scoring game is if Sevilla go 1-up and then United are desperate for an away goal.
Yeah.
But I think Jose Mourinho would shake your hand for a 0-0 right now.
I think he would, yeah. I think we were talking about before, he's not got an attacking team. This isn't a team built to... It's not like we're watching Liverpool at Porto.
No. This is a destructive team. He's hoping that Sanchez and Lukaku might be able to conjure something out of nothing. But the rest of the team is designed primarily to stop the opposition playing, to stop Sevilla playing. And Sevilla can play a bit of football once they get the ball down and feed into the strikers like Muriel and Correa. They can get some work done in the attacking sense.
Yeah, people who've been watching the Champions League closely this season will have seen Sevilla put in a fantastic performance to come back against Liverpool.
That's right, yeah.
Which was at this ground, wasn't it? They were at home.
Yeah, they got right back into it in injuries.
Really great second half, yeah. Oh, no, he's got away with it. So Man United having their first corner there, didn't come to anything. But they have a free kick. Pogba watching on from the bench. Plenty of you predicting Sevilla will win, actually. Didn't expect that.
Well, they're a good side, just because you don't know a lot about them doesn't mean that they're not a good team. I don't mean that you specifically, Miles, because obviously you're an expert.
I almost objected to that,
yeah.
Shakhtar on the attack. This game's been quite open so far. Two really good chances. Yeah.
Well, two attacking teams. You look at the South American players that Shakhtar have in their attacking lineup. The players like Tyson, Marlos, Fred holds it together really well in midfield. Bernard and Facundo Ferreira, your old friend from his Newcastle days.
Yeah. Not had a chance to see what he's been up to yet.
They got some good players in an attacking sense, and the first team this season to beat Manchester City. Don't forget Shakhtar.
Way back in what? December.
December, I think, was the last game of the group stage, and that was on merit. That was definitely on merit. Fonseca knows what he's doing. He gave them a really tough game, Man City, a really tough examination. I was at that game in Manchester, the first leg of their clashes in the group stage, and they did really well. They did really well, controlled the game. Fred was good in that game as well, and maybe convinced Man City that was the player for them in midfield. And Guardiola himself was impressed. He had nothing but high praise for the manager, who ended up wearing a Zorro mask in the press conference, if you remember, after they qualified against Napoli. Yeah. Which is always good banter.
It's always good, yeah, we love that. Shakhtar, here's a good stat for you. None of Shakhtar's last 13 Champions League games have ended in a draw.
Wow!
I know. Blown away by that stat.
Well, knock me down with a feather. Knock me down with a feather.
But you get the feeling that they will be out for the win tonight. They've started quite nicely. Lucky not to go a goal down, but they had a chance at the other end just before that. And they've got the ball now. Some fancy footwork, actually, from the number 11. It's a faraway camera, I can't see what that is.
I know that was hampering us last night. After all that last night, when you were saying, "Oh, it was Alonso gave the ball away," Alonso gave the ball away. It was Christensen. I was right.
The commenters, I blame the commenters.
I was right the whole way.
Oh, sorry.
You made me doubt myself.
I thought that on the bus in this morning when I read it.
Did you?
I was like, oh no, I screwed him over. Screwed myself over.
I was right because I was going on the positioning because I thought Alonso was further up.
Yeah. What was Christensen doing all the way over there? I thought he played in the middle of the centre.
Yeah, but they were defending a throw or something, weren't they?
Yeah, it was just a terrible pass there, wasn't it?
Yeah, awful pass.
We were talking about that moment earlier.
It really cost them. Really cost them.
They put in a brilliant performance.
They did, yeah. Chelsea were really good last night.
That one moment of utter madness.
Maybe one of the most tactically disciplined performances of the group stage.
Until then.
Yeah, not every team needs to be tactically disciplined. Some teams have the talent to win it on their own, like Liverpool, Bayern, Man City.
You know who was great last night?
What?
William.
Oh, William. Yeah,
I loved watching him last night. It's one of my favourite performances of the last 16, I think. Yeah,
the type of performance that might have clubs like Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG looking at the situation. Great ball! And Sanchez, surprise, surprise, Alexis Sanchez's first touch lets him down.
He's down on the floor, he's back up there.
He's not happy.
Grimacing. Seen plenty of that.
I'm not sure he's all that, Alexis Sanchez.
Really?
No. I'm not in love with
Where
Alexis.
Where did this come from? I thought you liked Alexis.
I like him.
You've gone off him now. He's no Moussa Dembele.
He's not Moussa Dembele, but I don't think he's the type of player that you can pay so much money for, wages-wise, and expect him to be a difference maker. He's on more money than Lionel Messi. He's not as good as Lionel Messi.
Is it 450,000?
Something like that, yeah, something ridiculous.
I don't think he's on more than Messi, though. Is he?
I don't know.
With all the, I don't know, it's not really something they announce publicly, is it?
Messi's on a good old wedge, though, isn't he?
Whenever Messi gets paid more, Ronaldo gets paid more, and it just bounces back.
Yeah, Ronaldo wants another pay rise, even though Messi's clearly the better player right now.
You just wait till he fires Real Madrid to the Champions League.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I keep telling you that's going to happen. Nobody scored in the La Liga. Nobody scored more goals in La Liga in 2018 than Cristiano.
He's turned it around and he did well against PSG the other night.
He always turns around. He's like the ugly duckling, you know. They laugh at him and his Botox, and then back he comes.
Mm-hmm.
Hunky,
with his European goals.
with his lovely eyebrows, and starts smashing them in left, right, and centre in the Champions League.
Mm.
You know, and you got to admire a man like that.
And he was poor in the first half against PSG.
Yeah, he was.
And he scored with his knee.
Well,
Scored the penalty.
Just because he scored with his knee doesn't mean it was a lucky goal. It was
he had the chance.
very, very deliberate.
Yeah.
Very deliberate.
He took the penalty well, considering it bounced up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then we heard that he's actually, practiced those kind of penalties, which is just odd.
That's very odd.
Yeah, Rio Ferdinand said that in the BT coverage last week.
But Ronaldo's a slightly odd person, isn't he? And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but
well, I think
he's not your normal player, is he?
No, but I think you have to be. I think you need to have some sort of... you need to be pathological in many ways to be a professional footballer, because it's such a... it's a job that demands so much of your time and attention. You need to be selfish. Mm. And I think maybe Ronaldo is the extreme point of that, because he is a character, shall we say.
Jared's saying Alexis is overrated, I agree.
Yeah, man.
Team
Thanks,
Pete.
Jared.
He's on your side. What's the scores now, says Mr. 0-0.
Loads of this. Zeros
Not
all over
a lot
the
of
place.
goals. But stick with us. Maybe there will be some.
More zeros here than my bank account.
Terrible.
It's just one big zero there, really.
I've got more hope in Shakhtar Roma getting goals tonight, I think.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Like I said, Mourinho would shake your hand for a draw now.
Take this 0-0.
Yeah, definitely. And if they go 1 down, then they might have to come out and play.
Ooh.
It's another good effort. And Sevilla are having most of the chances from distance, let's add.
Jesus Navas with that one.
Yeah. They're having the chances from distance, but they're having the chances nonetheless.
Yeah. Some of the best eyebrows
Some
in
of
football.
the eyebrows, too.
Yeah. Jesus Navas.
You think he's got the best eyes in football,
does.
or eyebrows?
Eyes and eyebrows, yeah, the whole package.
The whole eye package. You're only saying that because I mentioned Cristiano's eyebrows.
Am I?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's subconscious. Lukaku trying to bustle through.
Yeah, and he should have laid this ball off here to Mata.
No, he's bummed
I
it.
think he was trying to get it there, but it just wasn't happening for him.
James Whistler says Alexis was good at Arsenal, but not under Jose's tactics.
I don't deny that he was good at Arsenal, but I don't think he's, for a club of United's ambitions, Real Madrid, Barca, Bayern, for a club of those ambitions, maybe I don't think he's got the stuff to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
I think he could be a really good player. He could be the best player in a really good team, but I don't think he'll ever be the best player in an excellent team. And yeah, he's a player who'll get United.
I can't imagine when he signed that Man United contract, although on the attacker, nothing comes of it. When he signed that Man United contract, he imagined, I'm looking forward to playing with McTominay.
Andy Herrera looks like he's going to have to be substituted here.
Already?
He's tried to backheel inside the area.
He's on his hamstring.
And he has signalled to the bench straight away that the hamstring is not good. I think it's the hamstring.
Is it the ankle? What's going on there?
He's going to have to come off. He's not happy.
Yeah, he's done.
He's not happy. Andy Herrera is not happy. Let's have a look again. So the ball goes down the line. He tries a backheel. And he immediately feels something. Back of his leg, back of his left leg.
It's hamstring, isn't it?
Not happy. Yeah.
It's never good when you try and do a back heel and you get injured.
No, I remember one of the guys at the work game doing that before. He tried a back heel and did his hamstring.
The stupidest one I've ever seen in real life. I was at a Newcastle game. I can't remember who they were playing, and Colaccini tried doing an overhead kick to clear the ball. And I think he did his spine. He did something to his back.
Hurt himself.
And he was out for months.
Oh, well, look who it is! After 16 minutes, Paul Pogba is getting his chance to run the midfield like he should.
Yeah.
Andy Herrera has done him the favour of pulling a hamstring, and Pogba is on. And Mourinho, do you like apples?
You say this every single stream.
I've had to say it to somebody every week though already.
It's every day now. You just whip it out.
Yeah.
Andy
So
Herrera.
Jose Mourinho, do you like apples? Why? Because Paul Pogba is now on after 16 minutes. How do you like them apples?
Well, now I'll see Pogba and McTominay together. The dream Man United midfield team.
Pogtominay, I think they're calling it.
Excellent. Keep your
Is there space for two such big characters in the United midfield?
I really hope he has a blinder now and outplays Pogba.
I'm not making fun of McTominay.
I know. I just hope he has a good game. You know?
Who, McTominay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's done really well to take his chance, but I don't think there's anybody at Man United or any Man United fan who thinks that, oh wow, this is the future of the club. The same way that they think about Rashford, for example, as a U-team player.
Yeah.
You know, I look at Scott McTominay and I think he's got Ryan Tunnicliffe written all over him. You know, he's just... You see him down the divisions, you go, wow, he used to play for Man United, that boy.
Yeah.
There's loads of them all over the place.
Yeah, the ex-Man United.
Yeah. Yeah.
They populate League One, don't they?
They do, yeah. Tunnicliffe is the most extreme example of it.
Keep your comments coming in, guys. Plenty of you with predictions right now. Some of you predicting Shakhtar will win tonight?
Shakhtar are a good team, but they're, like Carlos said earlier, they're going to be hard to call because they haven't played. It's been a long time since they've had regular football that get the momentum up. Because of that long winter break in Ukraine. Yeah. But they're back in action now, and they managed to hold on to Fred in the winter transfer window, and they'll be very happy about that because he's a good player.
Man City wanted him for, was it 44 million?
Yeah, they wanted to get the deal done, yeah.
Yeah, couldn't happen.
Pep had to entertain himself by blowing a load of money on...
Trying to blow money on Mahrez and blowing money on
Laporte. On Laporte instead. He just had to buy someone. You know.
It's burning in the back pocket.
That's it, you go into a shop with your birthday money, you're like, I have to buy something now. You know.
Just sell for Laporte. Who, he went off for a while, didn't he? Because Laporte decided he didn't want to join him.
Who?
Pep.
Yeah, he did, yeah. He gave him the old swerve.
They went crawling back to him. Because everybody else said they were going to sign for them and then didn't. Dani Alves
got swerved, Virgil van Dijk got swerved, Sanchez got swerved. Yeah.
Ricardo saying this start is horrible for Man United.
This will be music to Jose Mourinho's ears, though.
He lives for this.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Grinding out a game like this away from home in Europe, you know.
He'll be a happy
These are the nights why Mourinho got into management. These first leg, attritional first leg nil-ons. Absolutely loves them.
Attrition does sum up Mourinho quite well, actually. It's a good word for him.
Fundamental. Yeah.
Shakhtar 1, Roma 2, says Igor. We've got a comment here from Buju. He says Man United had all their luck last season in the Europa League. Champions League is too big for them.
Yeah, but you know, all due respect to the Europa League, it's not where a club like Man United should be. You know, I think if imagine we're talking about Real Madrid in the Europa League and somebody saying, "Oh no, but Real Madrid did really well in the Europa League." You know, you're laughing at that because you're thinking, "What are Real Madrid doing in the Europa League?" Yeah. Same thing for Man United. You know, it's not where they should be. It's for clubs like, remember Fulham got there a few years ago.
I do, yeah.
It's for clubs like that. It's not for clubs like Man United.
Was it Juventus they beat on the way?
Yeah, I was at that game.
Were you?
Yeah. Clint Dempsey scored possibly the nicest lobbed goal I think I've ever seen in my life, that game.
I lived with a Fulham fan, and that season was just the greatest season of his life. He absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I lived down around there at the time, so I was going to all the matches. Went to see Shakhtar, actually, Wolfsburg.
Who did they have in the final?
I remember the semi-final, they had Atletico. Atletico beat them nicely. And on the semi-final, I was on my honeymoon. And I was thinking about putting it off a week, but then I remembered, hey, I don't even support these. What am I doing? But I tracked them the whole way through.
Yeah.
Sofia and who did I say? Shakhtar, Wolfsburg, Roma. I saw them play Roma. Yeah. So there you go.
It was Hodgson in charge then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I enjoyed.
What a team that was! Duff, Simon Davis, all the boys.
Bobby Zamora.
Bobby Zamora scored an absolute worldie against Shakhtar in the group stage.
Yeah, he was a terrible striker. Then he had that one amazing season.
Yeah.
And then he went back to being terrible. Did he play for England? I think he did, didn't he?
Bobby played for England.
In there, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least he was talked about. Chance there for Checo.
I think Bobby Zamora and Kevin Davis and all of those guys all had a run up front. And Jay Bothroyd, I think, even got a game.
Yeah, I did. I remember that vividly.
Basically, if you're English and playing in the Prem, you've got a chance.
He wasn't playing in the Prem then, Bothroyd.
Bothroyd, what used down the Championship, was he?
Yeah.
He's in Japan now.
Of course he is, J-League.
Tearing up the J-League.
Plenty of big stars there.
Him and Podolski, you mean?
Plenty of you predicting more score. A few more predicting Man United wins now. Earlier on, there were plenty on Sevilla's side.
Is there anyone interested in my Europa League story?
Is anyone interested in Pete's Europa League story? Let's put your messages on a postcard. No one's commented on it so far. Well, I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
It was nice little reminiscing.
It was funny as well because they beat Juve and Carlo's a massive Juve fan and he's standing right there.
There he is.
Cannavaro got sent off after about 20 minutes and I was shouting at him from the stand. I was saying, "Retire, old man, retire."
Now you sing that or chant that at Buffon, don't you?
Buffon, yeah. Who was in goal that night? I think Alex Manninger was probably in goal. Or Rampulla, maybe he was still there. You've had some dirt over the years, I'll tell you that.
Tiamiu says really good innovation. I'm not sure if that's talking about your story.
I think maybe
he's definitely not talking about Man United team.
Maybe he's talking about the format of the show.
Maybe. He just loves it. He loves the tweets coming in. United fans apparently singing Will Griggs on Fire. It's in Sevilla. Which
tells you, everything you need to know about. Well, I'm not even going to touch that one. I'm not going near that.
Not going to touch it, no.
I'm not going to touch it.
Okay.
It's a silly idea to sing chants about Wigan players when you're a Man United fan. You know what it is? It comes back again. United don't belong in the Europa League, and they shouldn't be singing songs praising players who beat Man City. They're bigger than this. I have to remember who they are. I think this is Mourinho's greatest achievement at Man United, is he's managed to convince everybody that mediocrity is the natural state of affairs at Man United.
They're just happy to settle for
He
that
goes
top
in
four.
there and he's like, you should be begging me to get back in the top four. You should be begging me to win the Europa League, begging me to win the League Cup. And he seems to have reset expectations to the absolute rock bottom at United. That now they're chanting about Will Grieg, who scored a goal to put Man City out of the FA Cup.
Would you say they've
Makes me barf.
Is it fair to say they haven't really progressed since Van Gaal left?
Well, obviously they won the League Cup and the Europa League, and they're back in the Champions League. So you would say that maybe they've gone from 0 to 1. In my estimations, and that's an account of 10.
Right, okay.
All right, so
Not just 0
so they're
to
getting
5.
a 1 out of 10 at the minute in terms of who Man United are.
Yeah.
But the football's no better. And I would say that they're band-aid solutions. Bringing in players like Alexis Sanchez is a total band-aid solution. I mean that's not a signing for the long term. That is a signing to keep Mourinho's ass away from the fire. Because what has he done? He's chucked the long-term development of Marcus Rashford. In order to facilitate this short-term signing, It was the same thing in the summer. He's brought in, how many goals has Lukaku got in the Premier League?
Oh, that's terrible.
He's missed a great chances, Lukaku. He's just missed a great chances. I was ranting there. But I like Lukaku. I think he's a good striker. But if somebody told me, you want to put 2 years into Marcus Rashford, or you want 2 years of Romelu Lukaku leading your line, I'll take Rashford and I'll try and improve him, because
it's not like he alternates him either.
No, fans need that identification process with the local players. They love it.
Yeah.
They love to know where the boy has come from. They love that he's come through the youth ranks all the way through and is now representing the team at the top level. United have a great tradition of that.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't chuck that away. And I think with Mourinho, that's what you risk. That's what you risk. You risk him.
He doesn't care about heritage, though, does he?
No,
not
he
in terms of when he leaves the club, it's not going to be better than when he came.
Well, obviously, we've got McTominay, who's going to play 500 games for Man United here, right at the start of his journey. But yeah, he makes these short-term signings. Matic, we're just watching Matic on the screen there. He's another one. Long-term development, be damned. He wants results now.
1 attempt from Man United so far, 4 from Sevilla.
Yeah, mostly from range though.
They haven't managed to get in behind the defence really yet. Man United defence.
Well, they won't. They're not going to get in, because it's going to be one of these games where you're just not going to be able to find a vulnerability in the armour, because United will be so reductive. But this is what you asked for, Man United fans, with Mourinho chanting his name when Van Gaal was trying his best, buying the Mourinho scarves. Mourinho, we want him. This is what you get.
You deserve it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but they're probably going to win the Champions League.
Now you said that, yeah.
Well, the thing is, in this year's Champions League, they've got a chance.
Yeah.
because I perceive it to be an open Champions League.
Yeah, we've been
PSG and Man City, who were the pre-Christmas favourites, they've run out of steam. PSG probably ain't going to qualify. Real Madrid are probably going to go through. Man City beaten by Wigan. Their results since that draw against Crystal Palace in the league around New Year's, they've been brought back down to earth. And I think that once they come up against a bigger team, like a Barcelona, like a Madrid, like a Bayern, I think they'll be quenched. So it does leave it open for a team like United. If they can be disciplined away from home, maybe nick an away goal, I certainly think that Mourinho's type of football is suited to these knockout competitions.
It's not going to be a glorious victory. It's not going to be any 3-0 wins or anything like that. It's going to be cool. The attrition that you spoke of.
Yeah, it'd be attritional football.
An attritional win.
But United fans would probably take that now,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, trophies are the name of the game, especially for a club like Man United.
Yeah.
They're not going to be concerned with building any overarching philosophy or anything like that. They want trophies. Yeah. And they deserve them. It's Man United. You can't get yourself into a position where you think League Cup is good enough, Europa League is good enough. It's absolutely not.
They're essentially fighting on 2 fronts now. Premier League is pretty much a goner. They're going to be fighting for top 4 there. But in terms of trophies, it's FA Cup and Champions League, isn't it? Still in the FA Cup, 6th round now?
Quarterfinals, isn't it?
Yeah. Sevilla with a chance here. Ooh.
It's good effort again. They're getting a bit closer now.
Ex-Atletico, isn't he?
Yes.
Sevilla. Playing on the left wing, I think, tonight.
Yeah, playing on the left wing. Sarabi, I believe, is on the other side.
Yeah.
And Steven Nzonzi in centre midfield. The man who Sam Allardyce was desperate to cap for England.
But he's done really well at La Liga.
Yeah, he has, yeah. One of those players identified by Monchi, former sporting director, at Sevilla, who's now moved on to Roma. Excelled at Sevilla by identifying low-price targets, turning them into high-quality performers.
Which Roma love.
Yeah, they love all that. They love selling a player.
They live for the sales, yeah.
They love selling a player.
Every summer, they rubbing their hands.
Yeah.
Who are we going to sell this year?
Can't wait.
Who's our best player?
Whose turn is it? Salah. I can't believe they only got, what, 35, 40 million euro for him last summer.
Yeah.
Probably get 200 million for him now. What a player. Even in the middle of the season, Dzeko, top scorer. You're gone. Get out of here.
They tried the best, didn't they? They could only get rid of...
They got rid of Emerson, didn't they?
That was it, yeah. Yeah, it's Chelsea.
Kolarov doing a job left back, though. But he's done quite well this season for them, Kolarov.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good set-piece delivery. I think he's really good on the ball, as Kolarov.
Yeah, Guardiola trusted him a lot.
Yeah, and played him in centre-back as well, because, centre-backs in Guardiola's teams get most of the ball.
Still no goals in either games. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Nero says, I just want to watch the match. Sorry, Nero.
No, you don't. We're actually more entertaining than this
We really are, certainly than the Sevilla Man United game, yeah.
Don't worry, we'll tell you everything that's going on. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing worth watching here. Lukaku's on the ground.
Yeah.
He's got kicked over by Ever Banega.
He's having a roll around. Not a lot happening in that game. Over at Shakhtar Roma, Roma have had 7 corners already. We're 28 minutes in.
They're not done anything with any of them, though.
No, they nearly got one of them in when the keeper kicked it out.
Oh,
no,
yes.
No goals,
yes. Piatov made a good save from Dzeko.
Yeah. It's going to be like this all match, isn't it, for Sevilla Man United?
Well, let's bring Carlo in.
Come on, Carlo,
We'll bring
come
Carlo
in.
in.
We'll bring Carlo in.
Yeah.
Shuffle along.
Yeah. We're getting a bit of cabin fever, me and Milo here.
Yeah.
So let's bring Carlo in.
Running out of things to say, eh? Not like you, Peter.
We need goals, Carlo. We need goals to talk about.
Carlo, tell us a little bit about your thoughts about Mourinho. I know you have some strong thoughts on Mourinho.
Well, I wrote a piece when he arrived at Manchester United, basically saying he'll only be a success if he reinvents himself. And I think, almost 2 years on, he hasn't reinvented himself.
No, he hasn't. He's still 4-2-3-1. Yeah,
he's been using that same 4-2-3-1 formation since goodness knows when. I mean,
since Inter?
He's like Bruce Springsteen, banging out Dancing in the Dark every night since 1984.
Yeah.
Did he have it at Chelsea before Inter? It was Inter, wasn't it, where he brought it in?
He definitely used it at Inter.
Yeah, it was 4-2-3 at Porto. Yeah. And then once he moved on to Chelsea...
He's been using the same tactics for almost a decade now. Yeah. And football's moved on. I mean, obviously Pep has been the main innovator of the recent years. And, I think Pogba is the perfect example of his stubbornness, of refusing to change, ever.
What do you put it down to, this stand? I know Pogba's got in the team. If you've just joined us, Pogba is in after being dropped. He's got back into the team tonight because Ander Herrera has pulled his hamstring, we think. So Pogba has come in off the substitute bench. What do you put it down to, Carlo, this conflict between Pogba and Mourinho then?
It's hard to say because, I mean...
Culture clash?
I don't know, because at the beginning, Mourinho would go out of his way to praise Pogba all the time in the press. He's the best midfielder in the world. Something that Mourinho has actually done throughout his career. Every single club, he's always, like Casillas was the best goalkeeper in the world.
Up the big
Before
guys,
that, Cech was the best goalkeeper in the world. Then Ronaldo was the best player
Lampard,
in the world.
best midfielder, Drogba, best striker.
He does it all the time, Mourinho. It's a common tactic of his. And he was doing that with Pogba. Now, obviously, with Casillas, he suddenly switched. So he can switch, Mourinho. And so all I can think of is, it is the position. It has to be partly down to the positional issue.
But you mentioned that praise strategy that he goes on with. You look at players like Rashford and Martial and Luke Shaw and Pogba. He's not like that anymore. He's more, and Mkhitaryan was another one. He's more likely to criticise his players in the press now as praise.
I agree. I mean, that is one thing that he has changed actually. I mean, if you go back to his Chelsea days and his Inter days, everybody loved him. You wouldn't find a single player, even those that weren't getting into the team. I mean, everyone.
You always remember that Materazzi hugging him that night after they won the European Cup.
In tears in the streets of Madrid after beating Bayern. I mean,
where did it change for them at Madrid? Do you think it changed?
He got burnt at Madrid.
At Madrid, yeah.
He's been bitter since.
That's when the problem started. Obviously, Casillas and
Sergio Ramos.
His wife was leaking stuff. And there was always that
allegedly
talk, who was the rat in the changing room, or who was the rat? So yeah, I think it did start at Madrid, and then obviously he was pushed out at Chelsea. So who knows? Maybe he's been in the game too long. Maybe he's been around a long time.
He's getting diminishing returns. But you see with Mourinho, the same old tropes, the same old set pieces all the time. As in, if they're losing at half time, you'll see him storming down the tunnel at 44 minutes. And 15 years ago when he was doing the Champions League, you think, wow, this guy's going to tear a strip off them at half time. But it must lose its effectiveness.
Definitely.
As the years go by, you get those diminishing
His mind
returns.
games. He was known as the master of mind games. Chance here.
Vasquez, he's a bit slow, Vasquez.
He's great at nutmegs, Vasquez. He's the king of nutmegs. That's the one thing I love about him. But yeah, slow player. Going back to...
Proper old-fashioned playmaker, Vasquez.
Yeah, he is.
You'd imagine him kicking around Serie A in the 80s.
Probably kick about Serie A now. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he'd been a little bit lighter that pass,
he's as slow as I am.
he is.
Anyway, so we're talking about the diminishing returns Mourinho gets sort of psychologically.
He hasn't changed any of his tactics, not only on the pitch, like you said, also off the pitch. I mean, he was known as as I was saying, he was known as the master in the media, manipulating coaches before the game, getting inside the minds
but it was never too
of the opposition.
You talk about Guardiola, the way he sets his teams out. There was never really any great mystery or sort of a great overall tactical plan to Mourinho. It was more sort of negate the opposition and try and get set pieces. Always.
Yeah, always.
Try and get counter attacks.
That's been his. I mean, he's still good at that now. To be fair, I mean, if you remember last season with the Chelsea game against Conte when he went like for like, and he outmanoeuvred him there. He's still good at that, Mourinho.
In one-off games.
In one-off games, yeah. But you can't do that throughout the course of a season. You have to.
And the big problem is, I think, with United is when teams try and do that to them, that Mourinho doesn't have, I would say, the attacking coordination to make sure that United can overcome those kind of problems.
Absolutely.
So that's why he's brought in the likes of Sanchez, is to make sure they can win games on their own, rather than, okay, well, here's the tactical set piece I'm giving you for when we have the ball in X position, Y position. Like Leroy Sané can do, like Kevin De Bruyne can do, where once they get the ball, no matter where on the pitch, they've got it mapped out because they've been told it already.
But those players that you just mentioned there have been made better by Pep Guardiola, and that is another way that the modern game has changed. That you need your coach to be able to make the players better, and that's one thing that I think throughout Mourinho's career he hasn't been able to do.
Maybe not since his Porto days.
Yeah, since his Porto days certainly. I mean, how many players can you name that have signed for a Mourinho team and have got better?
McTominay.
I don't think that will happen, but
Pogba's just fouled a player, and then Matt's just fouled a player. The referee's getting a little bit irked by it all. I think.
Yeah. I'm making a prediction for later on in this game, 75-80 minutes. You know what I'm going to say?
Man United goal.
No. 75-80 minutes when they're trying to protect the results.
What?
Who's Mourinho going to pull off?
Pogba?
Yeah.
Sub.
I think he's going to sub him 75-80 minutes.
No, I don't see it.
I think he'll definitely walk out of United if that happens.
Well, he must be looking at this. They spent all that money on that, unveiling video with Stormzy. And now here he is. He can't even, get into the starting lineup. He must be thinking, "What did you sign me for? What did you sign me for?
To sell shirts.
If you're not going to put me in my right position."
Yeah.
It's madness because back to his Juventus days, Juventus tried him in that holding position, and he was a complete disaster. And this is going back 3-4 years ago.
When he first went there.
Not when he first went there. No, it was. I think it would have been the year. So it's probably about 3 years ago now. It would have been the year after Pirlo and Vidal left, and there was a shuffling around in the midfield, and they were trying to work out where Pogba goes, and because Khedira came in.
Yeah.
And so they didn't quite have it quite right there in the central midfield. So they tried Pogba in a few different roles. They tried him as a holding midfielder, basically where he's playing for Manchester United now, and he was a complete disaster. And then they tried him also as a number 10 in a 4-2-3-1,
which is probably more suitable.
More suitable, but still he was a disaster in that position. So they quickly came to realise, Juventus, that there was actually only one position.
Left side of the diamond, left side of the
left side of a three-man centre midfield.
Yeah.
And Pogba said that himself in interviews. He said that when he first joined Manchester United.
That's
I remember
position,
one of his first interviews for Man United. They asked him, "Where do you like to play?" And he said, "My best position I like to play is the left centre midfield three, but if I have to play in another position, I will do it." I can't believe that almost 2 years on that Mourinho is still trying to play him in a position he quite clearly can't play.
But I remember from day one we talked about how Mourinho was playing his 4-2-3-1. He was being stubborn. He wasn't going to change it, and yet here was a player who wasn't going to fit into that system, and he would have to adapt to make it work.
Yeah.
And he hasn't adapted at all, has he?
No, and I don't think he ever will adapt. He just hasn't got the attributes in his game to be able to do it.
Man United now 7-4 to win.
McTominay! Oh, my guy, nation of McTomination.
So terrible. Man United 7-4 to win now. Draw 7-4. Sevilla 9-5.
Sorry, they're probably wondering why I'm shouting about McTominay.
Because he had a shot.
Yeah, he had a great shot.
He had a decent shot.
Left-footed shot from
He got
McTominay.
on target. I mean, it wasn't
Knocked it on target, but Sergio Rico...
Straight at the keeper.
Yeah, he punched it away. Elected to punch, as we spoke about last night.
Yeah.
You ever notice goalkeepers only elect to punch? They never choose to punch, they
That's
just
something
punch.
I've noticed.
Those elect to punch. Elects to punch. You always do that.
Oh, I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
This game's opening up a little bit now, isn't it?
Sevilla, yeah. Sevilla are in an attack here.
Yeah, Mourinho
Pepper another one at him.
Oh,
Out for a corner for Sevilla, and it's kind of gone end to end a little bit there.
I'll tell you what, Roma are well on top in the game against Shakhtar. They should be they should be 1 or 2 goals up by now. They've missed 2. Dzeko missed a big chance when almost through on goal.
Malos just skewed it wide for Shakhtar.
If we're not careful here, if Mourinho's not careful, a game of football might actually break out. It's not where he wants to be.
He wants his attrition. 6th corner of the match for Sevilla compared to United's 1. But Mourinho won't mind.
No.
He doesn't want those corners.
He wants one of those precious clean sheets.
Yeah.
How's Pogba been doing so far?
Not particularly
He has to
great.
stay out. A few nice little touches here and
A few
there.
niggling fouls. This is Young at this time. He pushes over Sarabia. Bit careless.
But he looks like he's to the left of the midfield duo of Matic and Pogba, with McTominay
Trio?
maybe just ahead of them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like McTominay is been tasked with a
A
bit of a
slightly attacking centre midfield.
well, more of a man marking job on Banega when he has the ball.
Saw what they were trying to do there. Didn't work. Another corner for Sevilla.
Turning the screw here about 5 minutes before half time.
Yep. United will want to hold on for the next few minutes.
Roma controlling all the possession in their game.
Yeah. No goals though. No goals in either game.
There goes. But I think if this carries on, I think Roma will be confident of getting a win here. Shakhtar's fitness, haven't played for 2 months.
Yeah. Keep your comments coming in, guys. We have another one prediction from Richard Iodale, who says Sevilla will win. Man United are not good enough.
Yeah.
Agree with the latter part of the statement.
Look at McTominay's shot there in the replay.
That's what Pogba brought him in for.
Remember when David Moyes told Rio Ferdinand, be more like Phil Jagielka? I wonder does Mourinho tell Paul Pogba, you know,
Be
just
more
watch
like Scott.
McTominay.
Watch Scott run around.
Yeah.
It's a dry half. There's not a lot to talk about here.
Lukaku's hold-up play, it just hasn't improved at all, has it, since he's gone to United? Playing with his back to goal.
No. Yeah, he's had one shot this half, one real chance, and he smashed it over.
Yeah, a volley.
Yeah, left foot volley.
But I think the people would probably watch us play FIFA than watch this, you know, to be honest.
I think they would. It's
Yeah.
not
There's a nice little flick on.
not a great half of football for an attack-minded United fan.
But this was the plan.
Yeah.
The thing is, United should be going out and winning these games.
It's a bit embarrassing. isn't it?
Sevilla have got a -4 goal difference in La Liga this season. They've won their last 3 games, but let's be honest, you know.
They've never kept a clean sheet in the Champions League knockout stages, and
that right?
they're almost definitely going to keep a clean sheet at this rate. If United continue to attack with this blunt nature.
I told you, it's sort of the lowering of expectations that Mourinho has done.
Alexis just got a yellow card there. I think the referee's had enough of United players essentially just pushing people over.
Yeah, with these sort of tactical fouls.
Yeah, in that sort of middle bit.
Ooh,
Have we got a goal?
We've got a goal. It's
It's my man,
Cengiz Under, who we were talking about.
That's my boy.
How's he your boy? It's not your boy.
Because he talked about him.
I revealed him.
When did you reveal him? I asked you about him.
I revealed him to the wider world.
What, just now, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I asked you about him. I said, tell us about Cengiz Under. But he was signed in the summer, but he's actually been in great form since the winter break.
Well, he scored 5 goals now in his last. Well, he'd scored 4 goals in his last 3 games before today.
He's
So that's a lovely
now
he's beating the offside
So now it's
trap.
5 goals. There you go, left foot again.
Took a deflection off the keeper on the way.
He's put it in the right place.
Yeah. Nice through ball from Dzeko actually.
Yeah.
Beautiful through ball by Edin Dzeko.
That's a fantastic rule. And that's just what I was saying again about Dzeko. He may have only scored 3 goals since that Chelsea 3-0. That's 3 goals in his last 4 months. But, you know, he's
Which is as many as Cengiz Under has got in about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, but there's so much more to Dzeko's game, and that is exactly it. It's being able to bring others into play. And it's funny, just as we were talking about Lukaku a minute ago, that's exactly what Lukaku doesn't do enough of for Manchester United, bringing others into play, playing with his back to goal, the awareness.
He's always focused on how can somebody play me in for a goal here. He doesn't think about how can we get forward to score a goal.
Yeah.
Do you think that's his fault, or do you think that's how Mourinho wants him to play though?
I think I think Mourinho wishes he was. I think he wishes he was Drogba, you know, or he wishes he was Zlatan.
Yeah.
You know, where he doesn't have to worry about what a striker
He's a bit
does. Just
robotic.
get him in there, stick it to him, and
Do your thing.
do your thing. Yeah.
He's a bit robotic for me, and for anything, he seems a little bit big as well. I feel like he could get a little bit leaner.
Well, too muscly.
Too muscly, too
Too
much,
hench.
too big upper body.
Let us know what you think in the comment section. Anvi reckons that United are struggling big time under Mourinho.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Why though?
Why are they struggling?
Yeah. Why do you think they're struggling?
Why do you think they're struggling?
Why do I think they're struggling? Because I don't think he's got the tactical solutions anymore. I think
Mourinho.
Yeah.
He's out of ideas.
I think he's out of ideas.
Nice little bit of play there from Pogba. That is what Pogba does. He's strong, centre of the field. People bouncing off him.
Has he won the corner there? Yeah.
Corner to Man United.
Yeah. They've got a chance 2 minutes before half time.
All square, 0-0.
But we have got a goal in the Shakhtar Donetsk
Yeah.
Roma game.
A bit of life in that one. Singers under.
Roma flying the flag for Italy. Could be the only team.
The only
team in the Champions League next round. The way that Juventus Tottenham looks like it's going.
Juve totally blew that one, didn't they?
It's a fallen empire, Carlo. Get over it. For me, I think maybe Tottenham had the performance. I know that Liverpool and Man City and Bayern battered teams out of sight. But for me, given the standard of the opposition that they had, I think Tottenham are my performers of this Champions
Yeah,
League
I
round.
think it was a bit of both that game. I think it was Tottenham playing a really
Sevilla
excellent
on
game.
the attack, yeah.
Well, he gets that through his own, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus, no.
What a big chance that is.
Another corner for Sevilla.
Yeah, Escudero.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about
Just
the fact
missed his
that
through ball.
10 minutes in, they were 2-0 down. You wrote it off, didn't you? You said that
Oh, yeah.
it's done. No one's going to score. I think Juve conceded once in like last 10 games.
Certainly, they hadn't
It was
conceded
16.
2 goals all
It was
season.
1 goal in, I think, 16
And they hadn't
games
conceded
before
2 goals in any game since
Sampdoria.
Sampdoria.
In November,
Yeah.
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were on an incredible run. But the thing is, even if you look at PSG now,
Oh!
Oh, what a good save from David De Gea.
that's stunning. That's
An
a
overhead
stunning
kick
save.
assist there. Was it Muriel who had the shot or the assist?
I think it was Mercado who had the header. Let's see.
Is De Gea the most acrobatic goalkeeper in world football?
You know what? Again, I think Mourinho's ruined De Gea.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's ruined him.
Really?
Yeah, because again, if you see the
That's
vision that
great.
Pep Guardiola has when it comes to goalkeepers, it's not about making saves anymore. It's about, look what he did with Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer reached 10 out of 10 in being a goalkeeper, in making saves. So he said, you know what you have to do now? Go and be a playmaker from inside your own box. Go and sweep up. Go and stop counter-attacks. Go and play like a footballer. And he kicked him onto that next stage of development. He's doing the same thing to Ederson. That's what it takes. You need to be...
There again.
You
Not
need to
good
be.
enough.
You need to be
No,
50% David De Gea and 50% Rene Higuita to be the best goalkeeper in the world now. And I think that.
Oh my...
De Gea.
I think with these couple of years under Mourinho, this has been a missed opportunity for De Gea not to develop as a goalkeeper and make saves, but to develop as a footballer. And I don't think he's going to fulfil that potential under Jose Mourinho.
Again, I was mentioning earlier about Alisson and how...
What a save from David De Gea! I've
Not
just been
ruined
talking
it.
about
He's
him.
slagging him off.
I
Unbelievable.
wasn't slagging him off.
I'll tell you what, it
He
doesn't
said
matter.
he'd been ruined.
It doesn't matter what he does with his feet if he's making saves like that.
It's a
That
brilliant
is-
save. That is absolute world-class
That's
save.
possibly save of the season. That could be save of the season.
They haven't cleared the danger yet. United are hanging in there against Sevilla
Yeah.
on the brink of half-time. It's just gone half-time in Seville. United hanging in there.
Was that Luis Muriel?
It was Muriel, I think, with the
We're
header.
about to see the replay. We'll have a look how that went.
He was once called...
He's congratulating De Gea for that save.
He was once
Muriel.
called the new Ronaldo, Luis Muriel. That's not the new Cristiano Ronaldo. That's
The new Ronaldo,
the new
Ronaldo.
Brazilian
New
Ronaldo.
R9.
Yeah.
And we're just going to get a look at the replay. So the ball comes in from the right wing, from Jesus Navas.
It's a great through ball. Well lobbed.
That's done. He should...
Oh, tell you what, to move your hand out like that.
Incredible. He should head it down,
Because
though.
that wasn't straight at him, was it?
It's
No.
an incredible
It's
save.
an incredible save, but he heads that down, no chance.
Still though,
Oh no, it's unbelievable.
like it's,
It's a,
not like
it's
he's
a
just-
miracle save. The strength in his hand to be
Yeah,
able to
tip that over.
Absolutely
over.
brilliant save. But you know, I don't want my goalkeepers to.
Montella
I want my
can't believe
goalkeeper
it.
playmaker.
Still, though, you can't deny his talent.
It looks like Shakhtar on the brink of half-time are going to have to be forced into a change as a Taras Stepanenko.
Oh, God, that's
that is
grim.
minging. He's come down on the wrong side of his ankle, and
He's definitely done.
Was it his ankle or was it his foot?
It was like his foot came down like that, and he didn't land solidly on it. It was
I can't
ugly,
look at
it was
things
an
like
ugly
that.
slow motion replay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we talked about Nainggolan's hair tonight yet.
I don't think we have.
Look at it.
Funnily enough.
Why do you want to talk about Nainggolan's hair?
I've seen it. I mean, look at it.
He's got red hair, for those of you
He's
who
got a red Mohican.
Which Carlo is
Maybe he's trying to impress Roberto Martinez. You know, the red...
Maybe, do you know what, if you give up the smokes, he would impress Roberto Martinez, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's not a good...
Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it?
Doesn't look good.
Stepanenko's an important player for Shakhtar. Holding...
He's going to be stretched off, I think.
Yeah, not looking good for Shakhtar.
And that's as soon as replay recommences, that's going to be half time.
Yeah, maybe
1-0 to Roma, should be 1-0 to Sevilla, but De Gea with a worldie of a save.
yeah, worldly save, and that'll be about it for the first half, I think. Will we?
Yes, I think we're going to wrap that up
Yeah.
there. We'll be back in around 10 minutes. Please come and rejoin us. We'll be on the goal page. We'll catch you then.